everybody. It's Suzanne Spooner, QHHT Level 3 practitioner in Des Moines, Iowa. And gosh, it's been a hot minute since I've put a session segment out, but I have a great one for you today. And I think it's extra great because it's so relatable. Her issues that she was going through are ones that many go through. And the advice that she was given by her high self was just pure gold and relatable and usable. So I think it's a great segment to kind of upgrade us all and help us work in our highest and best way and see the challenges in our life in a higher perspective and understand it so we can move through them with ease. So this session, let me think here. For the lifetime that has had a lot of challenges to it, starting early all the way up to the current, her lifetime that she visited is one that really had an amazing amount of ease to it. I go with the flow, lots of abundance, but great honor and respect for all that were within her purview. And it's a nice balance to see that. I know sometimes in sessions where folks have had very challenging lifetimes, lots of hard things to work through. Once we get into the session, the high self will pick a lifetime that is quite opposite to show them that it's not always this hard. And I think one of the greatest gifts that come from seeing, I don't know, I guess a life of ease and connectedness is it reminds us how to bring that forward into our current life. Because sometimes we really get tunnel visioned into everything being hard and challenging and tough. Just gives us a new perspective. So with that, amazing, fun lifetime to visit with her. And then her high self was just fabulous with her healing and with answering her questions. The health issues were more in depth than what she thought, which was amazing. It always is. When we scan the body, the high self always finds things that maybe we didn't know about or we didn't understand quite enough about. And it gives us the information so that we can take care of it now instead of letting it fester and become a harder situation. So there's work with the chest. This chest was carrying a lot of feelings of unworthiness in it. This stemmed from the childhood all the way up to the current. We worked through that. It was beautiful. I went to the back, lots of pain, discomfort in the back. It talked about, I actually get to my notes on that one. The back had constant pain. This came from feeling unloved and having that wear down the body, which created the inability to allow light in. The back was settling in place of those emotions and feelings. And she had had a herniated disc quite a few years back that was still has discomfort from that. And it said the herniated disc is the physical aspect impacting from the emotions. So her emotions of feeling unloved were creating the physical problems in the back, which ultimately resulted in the herniated disc. So much amazing stuff to wrap your head around, and how our emotions affect our physical body. They do all the time. And interestingly, for this time, because it seems to be popping back up into the news, she asked about COVID shots. So we've got a little bit of updated information about that, and very helpful way of dealing with that if you need to. She came in knowing she had a really close relationship with her father and her brother, just half of her physical family here, just closer with them always than the others. And she got a really cool, deep understanding about the soul connection between the three of them, and actually her brother's little son. So lots of cool family connection, understanding there, and even about the ones that she loves, but she's not feeling so close to. I think, all of us can probably relate to that in some way or another. All right. So I don't know what I am titling this one yet. So you'll obviously know when you see this. I just don't know yet. It'll pop into my head. Okay. So that is that. What else do I want to tell you about? Sarah Bressman, Cosme, and I did an amazing tour to Egypt this past May. It was mind-blowing. We had the best group imaginable. They're all so perfect and awesome. So we're deciding to do more of these. And we're doing one next May in 2024 and one in September. We had released information for the May. It sold out really fast. But we are finalizing the information for the September 2024 Egypt trip. So if that sounds like some adventure you would like to share with us, we'd love to have you. And the best way to find out about the trip as quick as possible so you can sign up before it sells out again is either go to a Facebook group that Sarah and I have on these tours, and I'll link to that in the descriptions. Also, if you go just to my website and click on sign up for the newsletter, I'm sending announcements out there as soon as the trip is available too. So it'll be on the Facebook group and it'll be on the newsletter first, and then we'll start putting it out on social media and things like that. So this is the end of August. It'll probably be about mid to end of September 2023 when we have the Egypt September 2024 information ready for signups. So that's how you look for that. Sarah and I are also doing an amazing workshop this next January 2024 in Jupiter, Florida. It'll be amazing. It's a workshop on integration, metamorphosis, elevation, and transformation. Just a nice weekend to do all of that and get yourself primed for a perfect and abundant, amazing 2024. So we hope to share that with you. We have just a few spots left. So if you want to sign up for that workshop in January, go to Sarah's website under events. Her website is theholistichuhypnotist.com. And I'll put that link down in the descriptions as well. And if you're one of the last ones to sign up for that, we're really excited to have you squeeze in there. And any future workshops, we're actually trying to get one done for Hawaii. So if we can get that one put together, we'll let you know. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this segment, and great gratitude to my wonderful client for allowing us to share this with you. She is amazing and so generous and kind. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye. What's the very first thing that you see?
The sand.
Okay, and tell me about the sand.
What I really envision is coming off a cloud, like in a white toga.
Okay.
But like landing in a power position.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Like I jumped and I landed with like one arm down. Perfect. Like a superhero.
I love that. And as you look out in the distance, what do you see?
Nothing.
Like
I feel like there's water behind me.
Okay. Perfect. Does it feel like a big body of water or a small body of water?
Like the ocean body of water.
And when you bring your focus closer to where you are, where you landed in that power position, what do you notice around you?
Emptiness.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Emptiness?
Emptiness. Tell me.
Just like like I'm alone.
Okay.
Almost like I just landed in this place.
Okay. All right, that's just fine. How do you feel about being alone there?
Like I feel powerful, but okay to be alone. Like I'm going to walk up this beach, like towards the land, like almost like not that I jumped off a boat, but like just landed here.
Just landed there. Okay.
And now I'm going to scan like I'm supposed to be here.
Okay. Like there's a purpose?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before we go there, I want you to bring your focus to yourself there on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
When you look down, do you see your feet?
So I have like, yeah, I have like gold sandals on. Like I feel like I have like this toga with like gold on it. And
Is the gold like ornamentation, or how do you see it?
like gold leaves, like yes, like ornamentation, like was designed that way.
Wow. Do you have anything around your center, like a belt or a tie? Or
Yeah, like a rope tie.
Okay. Do you notice any other jewelry around your body or on yourself?
Like around my head, there's like a gold leaf type bandana, like it just like fits, not like a crown, but like it just goes around my head.
Does that ornament around your head, does that have special significance?
Like I feel like I'm a person of like authority. Like I feel like I'm important. Like I'm in charge of something.
Oh, wow. What
Like
does it feel like you're in charge of?
Helping these people that apparently maybe are like, if I, like a village.
Very good. Do you carry anything in your hands?
Maybe a staff.
And what does your staff look like?
Like a tall piece of ornate wood.
And when you say ornate, how would you describe that?
So like the top of it is like, like those flowers that like roll, like those green flowers like roll up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Like engraved like that.
Oh, wow.
And then it kind of like comes down like to a point, but not like a sharp point, just, and it's tall, like taller than me.
What do you use it for?
Just to like carry.
Do you like to help support yourself?
Not like a cane, but like for the people to know who I am.
When they see you with that staff, what do they know about you?
Like I'm standing on a rock.
Say that again?
It's like I'm standing on a rock now, and they're looking at me, and I'm like talking to them.
Do you get a sense of what you're sharing with them?
Some sort of news.
Some sort of what?
News.
News. Oh my goodness. What's
And they're like all like looking at me like whatever I'm saying is important.
Wow. Okay.
But
So
I don't know
does your body feel more male or female?
Definitely a man.
Does your body feel young or old?
probably like more young. I'm definitely not old, but I'm not like, let's say like mid-age.
Mid-age, okay. And does your body feel healthy or not?
Yeah. And my voice is very strong.
Oh, tell me about your voice.
Like, I have to boom it for people to like hear me. It's deep, powerful. I feel powerful.
Well, I was going to ask, how do you typically spend your time? What do you do?
Talk to people, meet people, listen to them. I don't know what I'm trying to teach them.
What types of things do you like to teach them?
Some sort of rules. Some rules or commands, things they have to follow.
And where do you get your knowledge of those rules or commands, do you think?
Somebody sent me here to tell them.
Do you get a sense of why you were sent there or who sent you there?
No.
Okay, that's just fine. All right, you're doing really good. Anything else going on there that you notice that you want to mention?
No, I'm just walking around these like huts. People are talking to me.
Well, let's do this. Let's leave that scene you're looking at, but let's go to where you sleep and eat, where you live in that time that you're viewing, drifting and floating to where you live, and now you're there. And describe for me what that is like.
It's brown, like fabric, like. It's like a one-man tent, an old tent.
Is it little or spacious?
It's not really big, but it's not like claustrophobic-y.
And when you're inside, now you are, describe for me what you keep inside your tent.
Like what I sleep on, just like a cloth fabric type, really low bed. Not very much. There's not very much in here.
So when you eat a meal, do you eat it in the tent or is that somewhere else?
No, like we all eat together outside.
Well, now let's move out there. You're there now having a meal. What is it that you're having to eat that day?
Like some sort of like stew type thing, like a soup in a big pot that was cooked over an open flame, maybe. Lots of vegetables in it.
And the others that are there with you, what are they like?
Jovial, like we're having like just like everyone's chatting and having fun. I don't even.
Do they dress like you?
Yeah. Only they don't have like the ornamentation, like it's it's like I'm in charge of these people.
Okay. Does everybody feel happy to be around one another?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody's talking and laughing. It's like a party.
It's like a party.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. All right. Anything else that you noticed there at that meal that stands out to you that you want to mention?
I feel like there's like animals, like dogs running around. Like just everybody's having fun.
And the others, you said, are there huts or
They're like
they
little
tents?
village of tents.
Okay. Do you get the sense, do people stay there with their tents or do you move?
No, I feel like we moved because we came from the beach. And there was a rock, and we're just like, maybe not here permanently.
Okay.
Like maybe we're traveling. But they were already here before I came.
Oh, interesting.
Like I came from the water.
You came from the water. Well,
But like I don't know how I got, like not on a boat.
Okay, so let's do this.
Like I fell from the sky.
Let's go back in time to right before you landed there to find out how you got there. So we're just going back in time a little bit to before you got there, and now you're in that place. And describe for me what that is like.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like I'm falling. And then I land on the sand.
Interesting. Okay. All right, but now you're where you're supposed to be and you're helping guide them.
Mm-hmm.
And everything seems to be going good and everybody's
happy.
Nice. That's so good. All right, well, let's do this. We're going to leave that scene. We're going to drift and float to an important day in that life that we're viewing, a day when something important is happening. And now you're there. And what's going on? What do you notice?
There's a throne. I'm like the king.
Oh, tell me more.
And I'm looking out at the people, and someone is kneeling like they're being knighted.
And what are you doing during that time?
I'm watching with my wife. Like one of my kids, maybe?
Say that again?
Like one of my kids is being knighted?
Oh. Tell me more about that.
I'm sitting on a throne with my crown, and I don't know who's standing in front of us, facing the crowd, and there's a person kneeling, and they're taking the sword and they're putting it on one side and then over on the other side. Yeah, he was just knighted.
I'm trying to just really clearly understand. Mm-hmm. Are you doing the knighting or somebody else?
No, I'm watching. Somebody else is doing it.
Okay.
I'm sitting like facing the people in this big throne-like chair. And my wife is to my left.
What is she like?
She has on this like really big fancy dress, and we have our big crowns on. But I'm not in the white toque anymore. Like it's like a red velvet cape.
And tell me more about the ceremony.
So it's like a person wearing like armor that's knighting. I feel like it's my son. And then all the people from the village are there observing this. They're standing around observing this.
So what are your thoughts that day as you watch your son being knighted?
How proud I am. The energy is exciting. People are excited. They're happy.
Oh, that's nice. And the king that's knighting him, tell me more about him.
I think he's a soldier. He's more, I'm the king. He's a soldier.
Okay.
He has like metal armor on him. Like it's his duty to do that.
Okay.
Like he must be in charge of the soldiers.
Oh, understood. Okay. And you and your wife are observing, very proud of your son.
Now we're standing. And that kid is standing. And they turn him to face the crowd of people. And then we are walking. And there's going to be a celebration, like a party, lots of food. Everyone gets together.
The space that all of this is in, are there structures or buildings?
It's like a big church-like castle.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Like big windows that are like long and pointed on the side, at the top. There's like a giant, like the biggest, longest table with like high back chairs.
And what's on the table?
Just all kinds of food. Like like they roasted a pig, like piles of vegetables. Like it's a feast.
Wow, big celebration for your son?
Yeah. And everybody's there, like so many people. And I'm on one end of the table, and I feel like my wife is at the other end of the table. Like we're including everybody. And everyone's happy.
Perfect. Anything else going on there that day that you noticed that you want to mention?
I think there's going to be dancing. Like formal dancing. I feel like my son is like moving on, or like preparing for his future.
Okay. And how does that affect you, I wonder?
I'm very proud. Very happy. But I feel like he's leaving to do his own, to go to his own. It's like a big celebration for like, I don't know, maybe he like at this time, like they have to go and experience things. He's gonna leave. He's going somewhere.
Now he's a knight and he'll be with like the military?
No, I feel like he's gonna get on a horse and like ride through the forest. But I don't know where he's going.
Okay.
Like, I think he's going to find to a girl.
Oh, interesting.
And we're letting him go.
So he'll have his life in that other place with that.
Yeah,
with the
with
girl?
someone else. And this was like a farewell.
Okay. Wow. Big, big, big day.
But everyone's happy.
All right. So let's leave that scene you're looking at. Let's drift and float to another important day. Now you're there. And what do you notice going on?
I'm very old. I'm in a big bed. I'm not very healthy.
What's going on with the body?
I'm just old.
Are there others with you? Or are you on your
Yeah,
own?
so my wife is there saying goodbye.
Do you feel like this will be your last day?
Mm-hmm.
As you look back on your life, tell me what stands out.
I feel like we only had one child. And we had a good marriage. And I lived a great life, and I'm just old.
You're doing so good.
And my bed is so comfortable.
And you're what?
My bed is so comfortable.
Nice. Nice place for your body to rest.
Mm-hmm. And there's people like holding guard, maybe. Like it's a bed that has like 4 posts to it, and there's a person on each of the bottom posts, like watching guard.
They must really care about you.
Yeah, I feel like I left a good life.
All right, now whatever has happened has happened. You've left that body, drifting and floating away, back to the other side, and now you're there. You can look back on that life and know and see everything that was important about it. What were some of the lessons that you learned in that life?
To celebrate, to be together. Like happiness is in groups of
what?
people. Like having groups of people or people with you, they were always so happy. And we were just celebrating. Like there was not like much animosity or fighting, or these people were just always happy and always looking for a reason to celebrate.
Oh, that's so nice. Now, every life has a purpose. What would you say was your purpose in that life?
To teach people that you can be happy and enjoy everything. It doesn't have to be hard.
Life doesn't have to be hard?
No.
That's so nice. Is there anything else about that life that stands out to you?
Like, I feel like there was never, like, fighting or arguments. Like, everything was always like too good. Nobody wanted for anything. Everything was just there. And like plenty.
Lots of abundance, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. And now that you're back on the other side, take a look around and describe for me what that is like for you.
Quiet.
What does it feel like you'll be doing now that you're back there on that side?
I feel like I'm just resting.
Resting. Oh, that's nice. Do you feel like you're there on your own, or are there others there with you?
I feel alone. It's kind of dark.
It'd be nice, I bet, just to rest for a little bit.
Yeah, it's quiet.
So
Calm.
nice. All right. Well, you're doing so very good. I know you could have brought forth many different lifetimes to share with her today. Why was it important to show her this life?
Because life can be good and happy and a celebration all the time.
And how does that life relate to her current life?
Because she can find happiness with people. And she brings joy.
The happiness that she has and the joy that she brings, how does that affect others around her, I wonder?
They may not know it right away, but they'll remember the feelings that she invokes when she talks to them or shows them whatever it is they needed to see or hear from her.
That must really help them.
Yes.
Is there anything else about that life that you want her to understand more deeply?
She always had plenty. Things were in abundance, always more than what she needed. So she shared it.
And what's important for her to understand about that experience?
The sharing of it made people feel welcomed and loved and included and happy.
Oh, that sounds just like almost a perfect place to live.
It was perfect.
All right. Well, as you know, she came into this session with a wonderful list of questions. Would it be okay if we started in on that list?
Yes.
And would it be appropriate to ask for a scan of her body, please?
Yes.
Please start scanning the body. Tell me where within her body you are focused on for healing and repair. And we do expect full and complete healing today. Where are you starting at?
In her chest.
Okay. And what do you see going on with her chest?
It feels so heavy.
And what is the root reason behind that heaviness in the chest?
unworthiness.
Okay. And where does that unworthiness come from?
She felt so unloved.
Tell her more about that.
Because she felt it, she closed it off. And it feels heavy.
Okay. And by closing it off, what happens?
The light can't flow from it.
Explain that to us, please, in as much detail as possible.
She sees a light that flows with love from her chest to others. And if she can't feel it, it can't flow.
And you said she's shut that down because of the feelings of unworthiness?
Yeah.
Okay.
She just didn't feel love. And so it's like blocked. It's blocked the light.
That not feeling loved, is that from her current life or another time?
It's, I can't, it's not from another time. Love's always existed.
It's always existed?
Yeah.
And what do you want her to learn about that today so she can move past that?
That no matter what anyone else says, love is always there. It's a feeling, not words.
And now that she understands that, what are you doing to help heal that heaviness inside the chest?
I'm filling it with light, bright white light.
Tell her all about that.
And that light flows from her chest to her stomach. And it's just removing all of the heaviness that she knows is there.
What will she notice differently after this session because of that?
She won't notice the discomfort that's been like existing in her abdomen. It'll feel light. Not so heavy.
Nice. And how can she maintain the healing that you just gave her?
To connect to the light from above, through her body, through the center of her body, and to feel it radiate in through her chest.
You're doing that now with her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. It must feel so much better than carrying that heaviness of unworthiness around.
It feels so bright.
Tell her why she is so worthy, please.
Because she's a child of God's. So be it.
It's beautiful. All right. Now, where else in the body are you focused on?
Her back.
Her back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what do you see going on with her back?
Constant pain.
I'm so sorry, say it again.
Constant pain.
And what causes the constant pain? What's the core reason for that?
The feeling of not being loved, wearing on the body. The inability to allow the light in. And it's like the back is the settling place where it all sits.
She mentions that she has had a problem with the back, the disc, the herniated disc in the back. Is that related to what you're talking about or different?
The disc is like the physical aspect of the emotions in the body. It's almost like when this happened, it was like the apex of emotions and change colliding and stopping. So like the pain and stress and frustration from the life didn't connect with the emotions. So they crashed together in one spot. And she hasn't figured out how to let the hurt go.
And what do you want her to know about how to let the hurt go?
That she has to feel it and not think it.
Explain that, please.
She thinks she's let it go in her head, but her body hasn't released the feeling in her body. Like she hasn't maybe forgiven herself for the hurtful feelings towards her husband that she has. She hasn't forgiven herself. She has allowed him to be who he is, but hasn't forgiven herself for being okay with that. She feels like she wasn't very nice for a long time.
How can she understand that more deeply? She says that she does accept he is who he is, but you're saying there's more to it than that.
She understands that in her head. But she has yet to forgive herself for being mean to him when she didn't understand that. That is causing this pain.
Oh. So what are you doing to help her there?
giving her courage to tell him that will fix it.
To tell him what?
That she's sorry.
That she's sorry. Does he feel that she was mean to him?
I don't think that he understands that she was mean for an expectation. I don't think they're on the same page, but this knowledge is starting to ease the discomfort.
The knowledge is starting to ease the discomfort.
The knowledge of her understanding that, of her feeling that she didn't forgive herself for being mean, that she didn't own the meanness before she let it go. Before she decided he is who he is and she had to love him like that.
Wow. And now that she understands that she needs to forgive herself first, she understands that now. What are you doing to heal that back so she has no more discomfort at all?
Like stitching it in place with like little tiny needles.
And as it's stitched into place, what will she understand and feel in that area?
Mobility. Comfort in her mobility.
She says sometimes she's brought to her knees with the discomfort.
Yeah, that'll go away.
She has a lot of great work she wants to do. Be nice to not have any discomfort in that back.
This will straighten everything out.
Wow. Literally and figuratively, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And so are you saying for her to actually apologize to her husband?
Look him in the face and say she's sorry. Deep in his eyes.
And how will that change and affect him, do you think?
He will understand. He'll just know. And this will bring them closer.
Well, I was going to ask, how might that change the relationship going forward?
They will feel closer.
By feeling closer, will that strengthen their relationship or make life different for them?
It will make them more of a team. And as a team, they'll be stronger.
Perfect. Okay. How is the back looking now?
Wonderful.
Good. Anywhere else that you're looking at in her body before I go to her list?
No.
Okay. She asked, how does she remove any residual negative effects of the COVID shot, if there are any?
They've already been removed.
Oh, and explain that for us, please.
Because she believes she never existed. It's already been removed.
Her mind was very strong about that, wasn't it?
Yes.
Can you talk to her about her belief system and how that helps her?
It protects her. And it prevents so many illnesses and ailments from attacking her body. It keeps her healthy.
So she should keep doing what she's been doing with that?
Yes.
Okay. She asked, fix what can be wrong in her body. How can she maintain or work on what can't be done?
She needs to do the meditation work.
Oh, and explain to her why the meditation work is important for her.
Because she never sits still. Her life is so busy. And she's never quiet and alone.
When she does her meditation work, what will she notice differently in her life?
Things will align. In her meditation, she'll be connected from the heavens to the earth. And life will be easier.
And how will life be easier?
Because things will fall into place. And she won't be so busy.
I think she'll really like that, don't you?
Oh, yes.
She wants to know why in this life she has always had a runny nose.
It's like a clearing.
Explain that, please.
It's like a clearing from the brain for an open pathway.
So as the nose drips, it's
clearing the connection from like I feel like from the brain to the front of the head, it needs to be cleared. And that it's always just the left side. And it needs to be open, like it's bigger than the other.
Oh, so it only drips from the left side?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. And why just the left side?
It's just a connection from the brain that it's like it's bigger than the other side. Like a portal type.
Oh, give us as much information about that, please.
It's like a portal in her head. that connects to like knowledge, understanding.
When that portal connects to the knowledge, what happens?
It's like a space that has to be kept open. Like the fluid drips from the brain to keep her connected to the thoughts that are there, like the knowing. In her head.
That might surprise her.
Maybe. I think she thinks it's a nuisance, but it's important that it remains there.
It's important that it remains?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think she was hoping that we could...
No, it has to clear... It has to clear the stuff from the brain.
If it weren't to do that, what would happen?
I feel like it would turn dark and die off. And that portal of knowledge would close. And she wouldn't exist.
Oh my goodness. How can she use that knowledge that she can access because of that in her highest and best way?
Just to know that it's there. And it's always working for the best.
And she says it's interesting because both her dad and her oldest son has the same situation. Is it the same for them or different?
It's the same.
It's the same.
They just don't know it.
And why do the three of them together have that, but the other family members do not?
I feel like it's a lineage.
In what way? Can you explain that?
We come from someplace different. That knowledge in the brain on that side was passed from him to her and from her to him.
Father to daughter, daughter to son?
Mm-hmm. And I'm showing her a picture of the brain, but it's like green.
Oh, why?
Dark green. I don't know. It's just its color. That airway keeps it alive.
Wow. So is there anything else that she or her father or her son could do with that knowledge to help themselves?
I feel like I can't say.
And why
It's
not?
too much. Too much information. They're not ready. She is more open to it. It's not, feel like it's for her son to know. That he will learn.
All right. But she also asks, she says in where the runny nose has happened her whole life, she's had watery eyes just in the last several years, and she would like to know why that is.
Because she's made herself more vulnerable. She used to hide her emotions, and now she lets them feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it causes her eyes to water.
And what do you want her to understand about that?
That it's okay. And she needs the feelings and the vulnerability to exist. It's like she's a sponge, and that's the way of clearing to allow more absorption. So she saturates the brain, and then it leaks through her eyes the emotions of the thoughts. And if it didn't happen, she couldn't take on more or absorb more.
And so what can you do there to help her with that?
She needs to understand that's what's happening and it's okay. That if it stopped, the knowledge would stop.
If it would stop what?
The knowledge would have to stop.
Okay. Interesting physical attributes to having the knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Everything's draining.
What do you think about that?
It comes in. So the knowledge comes in the head and it processes. And it drains from the two ducts, the nose and the eyes. And that green part of the brain is the part that processes what she needs from the knowledge she's putting in. For so long, it was so blocked. Like she couldn't take the knowledge and express it so someone could understand it. It was there, but by allowing the ducts in the eyes to let it out, she can take the information and process it better to share it. She can find it in her brain in that special part that it's stored in.
And then do what with it?
Share it. Share it.
And when she shares it, what happens?
Some people understand. She has connections and shares the right pieces to the right people at the right time.
Okay. Does she do that already, or is that something that she'll be doing coming up?
She does it.
When has been an example that she's done that she can relate back to?
Your inner world creates your outer world. She tells that to her oldest child all the time. And she repeats it because she knows one day he'll understand what she's saying.
It's wonderful advice to give a child.
And he's the only one who understands it. But she tells the right things to the right people when they need to hear it. It comes to her when they need to hear it.
What is your role in that?
I filter it through the green part. And the tears and the dripping are what needs to be filtered out because she doesn't need to keep it. It's what comes in and extracts.
What is it like for you when she delivers that information that she was meant to?
For me, I know it's right. For her, she may not see that. For the person she's telling may not seem to acknowledge it. But it's the right thing. And it will take place in their life when they need it.
Beautiful. That might surprise her, all this information about the watery eyes and the drippy nose.
I feel like I understand it right at this moment.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. She asks about bladder issues that have resulted from having 3 children. What can you do in that area for her?
I already took care of that.
Say that again?
I already took care of that.
Oh, nice. What did you do for her?
Made it go away.
Oh, how did you do that? She'll find that interesting.
I tightened it up.
Oh, wow. What will she notice because of that?
She won't feel like she has to constantly pee all the time. Like, there'll be control.
Good. Anything that you would recommend that she does to help maintain that healing?
No, it's just fixed.
Nice. Okay. And she asks about the veins in her leg.
I am sending threads through it to clear it and cause less discomfort. It's like white threads from top to bottom.
What caused that issue to begin with? What was the root reason?
Her pregnancy. Just the way her son laid for his comfort.
And those white threads are going through and doing what specifically?
Clearing it.
Nice. And what will she notice differently?
Less pain. Less pain when she's sitting.
And anything you recommend that she does to help maintain that?
If she feels it, she should visualize the threads. Clearing it.
That's wonderful. All right. Anywhere else in the body that you want to focus on before I go to her personal list of questions?
No.
She asks, what is her purpose or identity?
to bring joy to others. Through her smile. When she smiles, there's a light that radiates, that brings joy to others and a sense of calm and peace. She loves to have people together. And that's what she should focus on.
When she's doing what her purpose is, how does that change things for herself?
It's when she's most happy in the presence of others.
Well, she does wonder, why is it so difficult for her to articulate her thoughts into words for others to understand?
Because she did not understand the connection from the knowledge that she puts in her brain to the piece that filters it, that clears through her sinus cavities and her eyes. And now she has a better understanding, so she can communicate much clearer.
Where is the origin of the source of that knowledge, I wonder?
From the knowing.
From what?
The knowing, the all-knowing.
Oh my goodness. Tell her about the all-knowing.
It's always there in that part of her brain. Only we filter it. We filter what you should know when you know it. So she will say what needs to be said when it needs to be said.
Well, she was even talking about she'd like to write a book about the years that she lived back with her parents as an adult. What do you want her to know about that?
The time will come when she knows when she should relate that. And it will just be through conversations. Those experiences will come through to people that need to see it or hear it.
Because what looked like hardship and an outcome that you wouldn't want has really produced gifts for everybody.
Such joy and blessings for all those that lived in that house.
Beautiful. She asks about generational healing in general. What do you want her to understand about that?
We all heal ourselves when it's time to heal ourselves. You will know when it's your burden to carry.
She wonders, what generational healing does she have and how can she clear it? And she also wonders, will it remove it from her children?
Those what she thinks is generational trauma are just stories told through the families that we have accepted as our own. If you let go of it not being your experience, it won't exist. Sometimes we take on the stories of others as if we were there experiencing them, and they're not ours to have. So learning when listening, if it's your story or their story, to decipher and not accept it if it's not yours.
So again, the component about will her healing remove it from her children, what would you tell her?
They don't have it unless they accept it. So when someone recognizes a trait or a character, it's a learned thing. You can choose to let it go, but you have to acknowledge that it's not you to begin with, that you learned that from somebody else. So you have to look at the people within your life and see if it's something that they've done and they taught you. And then you can let it go, because you will realize that it is not your trait. It's a trait that they showed you and you accepted, and you can choose to let it go.
That's very powerful, isn't it?
Yes, and it means people need to look inside and reflect on thinking whether is this my trait or someone else's trait. So when someone says, that's just like your dad, that is probably a learned trait. So you have to reflect and decide, do you want to accept that trait or let it go and take on a different one?
Well, that can change everything, can't it?
Yes. We have so many choices, and we don't acknowledge that we chose them. Good or bad, you can choose either.
All right, thank you for that. She really wants to understand her cycle of money and what causes her to never be in a cycle of abundance or freedom.
We have choices. And today, where she is, it's because she's not a team with her partner. They're never on the same page. Her team is her dad. They're on the same page. And she chooses to feel guilty, and he chooses to freely give. She needs to let go of the guilt. The giving will come.
But how does she get onto the same page with her partner?
Because she's going to just ask for forgiveness. And he'll know. But she has to let go of the guilt because it's blocking the flow.
Oh my, that
the guilt of being dependent is blocking the flow. She isn't allowing it as a gift, and her dad just wants it to be a gift. And until she does, it won't stop.
Oh gosh. Kind of like that story of that other person who had the near-death experience over and over.
Yes. Her consciousness can't see her dad's consciousness. But I'm showing her right now that he just wants her to accept it. She doesn't let it be the gift of ease and comfort and just that, a present. It's just a present to receive without her putting on it all the I'm not good enough because I have to borrow, because she is worthy enough for him to give it to her.
And that goes back to the very first thing I think you were talking about her feeling of unworthiness.
Yes.
And the chest that she carried.
Yes.
So now, understanding all of this the way that you've laid out for her, how do you think her life will be different, I wonder?
It will all flow into her life quickly. And what she envisions spending time with her children and her family will be doable. There will be a sense of peace and relaxation and comfort. She never feels comfort. She thinks the gift of hugs is comfort, the physical feeling of what she knows already exists. The threads that connect her and her dad and her brother is the comfort. It just exists as if they're touching all the time. It's like a triangle from her to her dad on one side and her brother on the other. It's a bond of pure love, power, and strength.
Thank you for that. Well, I think in part you answered this with that last answer, but who is her soul family, she wonders?
The 3 people that show her the most comfort. Her dad and her brother and her friend that's with her today. There is a sense of power and strength. And she gravitates to them when she needs it. And they just know. And Cooper, it's like it's like the three have been together, and he is like a baby, like a young spirit attached to their strength. It's like everything flows fluidly through them to him.
Cooper's the one that had the memory that this is just a second life. Is that right?
He is her brother's son. Who saw or knew her grandpa died before they knew he died. He's like a baby spirit. And I see him attached to my brother's spirit, who's attached to my dad, who both are attached to me.
What is Cooper's purpose in this life?
Youth, light, fun.
She wondered if she was in his first life that he shared with them.
They've all been together in all their lives. Only Cooper is new to this life. Those four have always been together, and he is new to this life.
New to Earth?
New to our spirits groups.
Okay.
Like, we are the knowledge, and he is attached and absorbing.
Wow. And then how will he benefit from that?
He's gaining our light. He's so bright. I don't know his purpose. I just know that right now he's attached to us and absorbing our love. And joy.
Well, coming back to her parents, both mom and dad, she wonders, why is she codependent on them?
She will always be. I can show her in my head what she sees. A connection of like faces in a triangle. It's like her dad, her brother, her connection, and then Bright Cooper to the side, and it's like a bond, like a a bond. She's not codependent. She's connected forever in that bond. It can't be broken.
What about her? She's had a close relationship with her father, but what about the challenging relationship she's had with her mother?
Her mother is here to teach her to always see the opposite of the negative. To speak the light and the positive energy that she radiates for other people to understand. And her mother is the figure on this earth that voices the negative opposite side for her to share and to teach. She is just now seeing and learning this philosophy because the knowledge she is gaining has allowed her to open up and understand the opposite and to lovingly teach and guide and direct. And her mother's purpose was to teach her how to do that.
Okay. Going forward, do you have advice with her in that relationship?
She knows her mom loves her, but this is her mom's role in this life for her to continue to learn, to understand the opposite and to redirect to the positive, loving side through lessons of conversations and directing negative comments to a positive comment, and to teach others that there is an opposite way, to not always be in the negative because it's not healthy.
And she would like to know her purpose of her relationship with her husband. You've explained a lot, but what else can you tell her about that?
It is where it needs to be. Time will evolve, and she is where she's supposed to be. It was never supposed to be anyone else. That's what he's taught her, to accept everyone where they are, to teach them and show them where they might want to go with choices from negative to positive. And she shouldn't doubt her relationship because it was always meant to be.
All right. And how does she improve her relationships with her children?
What she wants will show, and she will be able to spend time doing things with them at home like she's always wanted to. It's all going to work out.
And when she gets to spend more time with them at home, how will that change things?
It's like the party, the joy, the laughter, the fun. They'll be at the table doing the talking and the laughing and the spending the time together.
That would be a very, very nice time for her.
The not working. She'll be home and not working.
And again, that will be because of why?
Because she won't feel guilty and the flow will come in. She'll accept the gift and it will show up.
Oh, that's so nice. She's wondered if she's going to win the lottery.
Not the lottery. But it will come from a person.
Okay. Oh, wow. Is there any more about that you want her to know?
No. She won't know who, but it will show up.
Okay. All right, that sounds very exciting. She would like to know about her guides. So what can you share with her?
That they're there and she doesn't see them. They don't want her to know.
She wonders what their name is.
I don't think he wants to say.
Oh, and why? I mean, she would like to just...
She isn't ready to know.
Okay. When she is ready, what will she know?
She'll just know. He wants her to know. It seems quiet, but he's always there.
He's always there. How does he help her?
He's just waiting for her to understand all the things he's been saying, but she doesn't listen. To let go and to have joy, and it will be okay.
Okay. That life you showed her seems to fall in line with what that is like.
She loves people and togetherness. Always has. And she has taken the torch in her family to bring the people together.
Oh. All right. She loves the movie Avatar, and she wants to know if that is real.
The connections to all things is the real. The visuals is a illumination of what's really happening that people can't see.
What else can you tell her about that?
The tree of life is the connection to God. And if you're quiet enough, you can feel it and hear it. And that connection works through you to the earth, which is also connected from the ground. It's like a flow of energy that's cyclical that you can tap into when you need it.
Wow, beautiful. She asked, why does she have to find value in making others proud of her?
Because she's always felt unworthy. Words is how she felt love and connection. And it should be a feeling and not a sound. It's a knowing. So she closed her heart from pain, and it doesn't allow the love to flow through. But we opened that, and she understands that going forward.
Oh, that has to make such a beautiful change in her life.
She will feel a lot of things.
That's going to be a very nice thing for her compared to where she came in here at.
Yes.
Is there anything that she did not ask today that you wish she would have?
No.
And when she decided to have this appointment, what did you hope she received from it?
To remove the block on her heart and to understand where it came from, and to understand the filtration of the knowledge that she brings in and the joy that she brings to others.
Okay. And how has it been for you to speak through her today?
I have been able to show her some of these things so she can see and maybe understand better the visual of the connections inside her head. But she needs to know that she is so very loved.
Oh, tell her more about that.
The soul family that I answered is so very strong. It allows her to tap into the love that they spread on a regular basis that she has blocked from herself. And now it will be even stronger.
Not blocked anymore?
Yes.
Nice. Oh, what about her connection with her girlfriend that traveled here with her? What's important for her to know?
She is the person who understands the thoughts and the connections. So when you have a soul family, you have to evolve, and some people remember more and can have a person who understands what someone might think is crazy talk. They know where it comes from. So you can physically communicate with somebody about something others don't understand. And she is the person who has helped remove that communication block, because she understands what is going through my head.
It's wonderful to have a friend like that.
Yes.
All right. Gosh, I'm just trying to think of any other questions to ask. She might notice that her voice sounds a little bit different than normal. What do you want her to understand about that?
It will allow her to listen to this and not cringe like she usually would if she had to hear herself talk.
Okay. All right. Very good. She mentioned when she came in that she's been waiting 2 years for this appointment. We know that timing's always perfect, but why was today her day to have this experience from your perspective?
Because she had to learn some things before she came here to understand why we unblocked her heart space and showed her she needed to forgive herself.
She's ready for that now?
Yes.
Oh, good. How do you see her life changing after this experience and all the knowledge and the healing that you've given her today?
There will be a sense of peace and calming and less urgency to solve all of the problems, and knowing that it will work out.
Okay. All right. Any updates that you have on how things are going in the world with all the changes we're living through?
There will be a time when people will have a better understanding. And an openness to their own healing. And more joy.
Very good. We look forward to that. That'll be wonderful. Can we look back through the body? How is all the healing that's been given to her today doing?
Great.
And the best things that she can do for herself to maintain healing is what?
To stay connected in her meditation, especially in the morning.
Very good. And how often would you recommend that she listens to her recording to get the most benefit?
All the time. At least every day.
When she listens, how will that help her?
It will keep her from over processing on how to solve all the things. It will just be.
She says her scientific mind likes to process things and analyze things.
Her brain is always trying to solve a problem that she won't solve. She just needs to let go and let be.
Okay. Perfect. Beautiful advice. All right. Do you have a final message that you would like to give to her before I bring her back up?
I love you.
Well, I hope she's received more today than she ever even could imagine. Thank you so much for showing her that amazing, joyful life and answering all of her questions and entertaining mine and giving her the healing and everything that she needs to go forward in her highest and best way. We are very, very grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was wild.
That was awesome.
I feel like I can remember all of that.
How long does it feel like you've been laying there?
Like 10 minutes.
Well, okay, about that. About a little over 2 hours.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh, wow.
We've been recording for an hour and 52, and then add about 20 minutes for the story. I don't record that part, so almost 2.5 hours.
Oh my
Not 10
God.
minutes.
That is crazy. Like, I felt like the whole time my high self was talking that my body was like now I feel like very into the table.
Yeah.
I did not, like, it felt so weird. Like you can't feel anything. But I felt like, how's the best way to describe this? As it's talking, I'm seeing. So the whole sinus eye thing.
Yes.
Like, all I can see is like a side cut view of a brain.
Okay.
And it is literally like hunter green. And like things are just like flowing and then out my nose. Like it's so crazy. However, I feel like that was like an epiphany of the knowledge has to come in and it's like filtering out what I don't need anymore. Like that's how I understand it. Like what makes 0 sense or is not important is filtered from my head out my nose, and what's important stays in that space, which I feel like is the left side of my brain. However, I was looking at it like this.
That is so cool. When you walked in here today, would you have ever have thought of that?
No,
Understanding?
no. And like the past life was like just a party as a king, like the power and the control is not the word. Like the role that I play, like a king would play. However, it was like all fun and jovial, and we just always had fun together. Like there was no like fighting or anger or just love and joy and fun. Like life was a party, like a real party, like in a literal sense.
And that's what they want you to have now.
Oh my God, this is so wild.
And you've got everything on this recording now to have a life.